The cure to stress and anxiety is just doing the work required. Because most of the time when you're stressed and you're anxious, it usually means that you have something in the back of your head that you know you have to do. Whether it be homework, assignments, projects, reaching out to people, that business acquisition system that you're working on, whatever it may be, or that maybe that tough conversation that you have to have. Whatever it may be, stress and specifically anxiety usually comes from you putting off what you know you have to do, right? Usually, at least for me, I'm usually stressed out because, I know I have to do something, but I'm doing something else instead, right? So the best way to eliminate that anxiety and that stress is to actually do work on it, right? Not thinking about it, not trying to, think about solutions for it, but just doing the work that's required to solve it. And most of the time, that's the work that you don't want to do. That's the work that's really, really painful to start. But here's the secret. Once you actually start, right, you'll get into the flow and actually doing it will become so much easier. It takes the most amount of effort to actually get started than to just do it. And once you're actually doing it, again, your stress and anxiety will become relieved because all you can focus on is the work in front of you. Not the stress and anxiety that's on you because you're worried that you have to get that thing done by XYZ date or time. But it's just your mind is in a flow state. It's just focused on the work in front of you. And that's exactly what happened today for me, at least towards the very end. I woke up today, trained my client, came home, took a little nap, and then I did some stuff with the bank, bought some food, went to school, went to class, trained my client right afterwards, and I came back home, cooked, went to the sauna, and I was pretty stressed because I didn't do jack shit all day. As in, I wasn't able to sit down and just do work. But towards the end of the night, keep in mind it's 10:30 right now, but when it was 9:30, I started doing work. I started reaching out to my clients, which took a lot of effort because I've been honestly neglecting my clients, which is really bad to say. By the way, my fitness clients. But I reached out to them, I held them accountable, asked to schedule a call with them, and I also started to get some work done on my my school club and figuring out stuff there. And I started planning out my week and just getting into the flow and just actually starting that work. It removed a lot of stress and anxiety, a lot. So that's a good reminder for me. It's just if I'm ever feeling stressed, if I'm ever feeling anxious, all I have to do is get started on the work that I know needs doing. Because I know that once I start that work, all that stress, all that anxiety will go away. And it will actually solve the problem. And my mental bandwidth will become freed because I can actually work on what matters, aka studying options, just learning the trade and the craft, also getting started on my podcast, reaching out to people that I want to connect with, scheduling interviews with high schoolers, middle schoolers, all that good stuff. So that's why it's really important to just sit down and get work done. I'm gonna try a form of Adderall tomorrow because I have the opportunity to just sit down and work all day. Because I have a 4 a.m. client, so I have to wake up at 3, and I finish at 5. Probably will be at school by 5:30, and we'll just get a shit ton of work until my 12 p.m. class. Damn, that's straight up 7 hours of straight work. So I'm very excited about that. And so that's why I'm taking that form of Adderall. By the way, for all intents and purposes, for legal purposes, this is a joke. This is just a fantasy story for entertainment purposes. But I'm super excited because I actually secured a meeting with my clients who are the hedge fund owners. So I have a meeting with them on Wednesday. Do I know what it's about? No. All I know is that it's about the possibilities. They're going to explore the possibilities that await me with their company, with their firm. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to review options as a result. With that being said, just remember that if you're ever stressed, if you're ever anxious, it probably means that you have some work that needs doing. It could be a tough conversation. It could be that work that you've been putting off, or it could be a big deadline that you just have to sink your teeth in and just work at. So with that being said, remember to be better daily. Remember to hit that sub button, so that the journey to becoming the best version of yourself is a little less lonely. But yeah, have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. This is the PLOG V1.102. Peace out.